What's the strangest thing you've witnessed at an NBA game? Maybe an incredible game winner, an 18-year-old making 3+1, possibly an amazing statistic from an individual player. Maybe it's Draymond Green punching his partner, that's probably on the list. And what about Stephen Curry attempting a dunk? The man hasn't made a dunk in a game in over 4 years, and when he tries, he has less chance of succeeding than when he attempts free throws. But what's the weirdest thing that can happen in an NBA game? In 1987, Larry Bird hit 2 winners in the same game. The first one went in, but it was called back because his coach called a timeout just as he was throwing the ball, so he technically didn't count. But he's Larry Bird, so he just hit another one to seal the game for good. I'm not sure if that has happened again. What's up with Michael Jordan missing a dunk? An event like this was so rare that when it happened, opposing fans celebrated it as if they had won an NBA championship. The league began tracking game-by-game data in the final 4 seasons of Michael Jordan's NBA career, and in those final 4 seasons, MJ only missed 7 dunks, making him one of the rare facts in basketball. But what about a play so rare that it has only happened once in NBA history? A move that realistically shouldn't even be possible. Well, I think I found it. The 4-point play, a rare moment in basketball that produces more points than any single shot ever could. Hard to do, but if you watch enough NBA basketball, you'll see a lot of these. But the 5-point play, now there is an event that even the most passionate basketball fans may have never seen in their lives. In fact, it's so rare that the NBA doesn't even keep track of the statistic. To make a 5-point play, the stars have to align and a matrix glitch has to happen at just the right time, and that's pretty much the only way to do this. Like in 2014 when the Clippers faced the Nuggets in Ty Lawson game. They are 3. They are 4. And 5 points. That's 5 points. But this is not the only method in which a player can achieve a 5-point play. In 2018, in a game between the Boston Celtics and the OKC Thunder, Kyrie Irving was fouled by Russell Westbrook while attempting a 3-pointer. He makes the shot, Kyrie goes to the line and prepares to hit the extra points to secure the 4-point play. Except he blows it. And who needs 4 points when you can get 5 without the ball changing possession? Kyrie Irving scored 5 straight points, completing the elusive 5-point play. Now, this is the extent to which I thought players could take these weird plays. If 4 points weren't enough, 5 points in a single play is all you'll get. Or at least that's what I thought. After searching the internet for examples of 6 or even 7-point plays, I didn't find much. There is no database for these plays, they are not officially recorded as meaningful statistics, and the concept of a 6 or 7-point play can be interpreted in many different ways. Like this clip of Reggie Miller in the second round of the 1995 playoffs against the Knicks, where some fans say he ran one of the only complete 6-point plays in NBA history. The play begins when Reggie receives the ball on the perimeter and makes a 3-pointer. He then commits an act of violence against this poor guy, gets away with it, then steals one of the most amazing incoming passes I've ever seen. He makes another 3-pointer. Now, some may call this a 6-point play, but it can't be. According to the NBA rule book, a team is in possession of the ball when a player is holding, dribbling, or passing the ball. The moment Reggie makes this first 3-pointer, the Knicks grab the ball and attempt the incoming pass, immediately ending the Pacers' possession. These 2 shots were made on 2 different plays, so this is not a true 6-point play. But what about a 7-point play? And I know what you're thinking, this is impossible. But it is, and it has happened. An NBA team has actually scored 7 points in a row without the ball changing possession. And of all the games and players and moments this could have happened, it happened in the NBA Finals last year. In Game 3 of the 2022 NBA Finals, the Warriors were trailing the Celtics 73-82 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. The Celtics had all the momentum and were sitting on a comfortable lead. However, this would not last long. With 5 minutes and 6 seconds left, Steph hits a three-pointer and is fouled by Al Horford. But it is not a common shooting foul. Horford did not give Steph enough room to land safely after his throw. So this foul was elevated to a flagrant foul, meaning the Warriors receive a free throw and possession of the ball. Then, Steph steps to the line and scores the extra points. That's 4. After the free throw, the Warriors still have possession, so they throw in and rush for an open shot. But eventually, the ball ends up in the hands of Otto Porter Jr. Keep in mind that we're still in the same singular possession that started with Steph's three-pointer. Now, Otto didn't need to take this shot, there's still 12 seconds left on the clock and, well, he's got two of the best shooters we've ever seen standing right behind him. But he goes for it anyway and makes the basket. In just 13 seconds of game time, the Warriors cut a nearly 9-point deficit to just 2, completing arguably the first and only 7-point play. But wait a second. Did all of this really happen on the same play or multiple plays? Well, you can certainly argue that this three-pointer and this three-pointer occurred on 2 separate plays. So what exactly is a play in the NBA? Well, to find a definitive rule on that, I looked it up, and, this didn't help. But regardless of how you define a play, the Golden State Warriors managed to score 7 points on a single possession without missing a single shot. You may never see anything like it again. And this, my friends, is where the line ends. This is where the possibilities of strange and improbable circumstances accumulating in a single play come to an end. Scoring more than 7 points in a single play would be a 1 in a million chance. And the chances of a single play producing more than 7 points aren't just 1 in a million, they're 1 in millions. And yet, it has happened. 8 points in one play. It's February 13, 2019. The Warriors once again face the Blazers in Portland. There are about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter and the Blazers have taken control of the game. The score is 110-103. The Blazers have the advantage and possession. The Warriors are completely falling apart. Draymond Green is becoming more unstable with each passing moment. So in an effort to stop the bleeding, Draymond does what only he could do as the all-time elite defensive player that he is, absolutely pummel the opposing player. Zach Collins takes 2 free throws and heads to the line. And this, my friends, is where everything becomes absolute chaos. The referees review the foul and change the call from a common foul to a flagrant foul. That means the Blazers will maintain possession after free throws. Draymond Green can't believe the call, so he tries to do what no player has done before, convince the referee to change the call by yelling in his face. This doesn't work, and Draymond gets a technical foul. But while all this is going on, Steve Kerr is arguing with the referee and going crazy. So now he's telling the referee everything. The referee can't stand it, so he throws Steve Kerr out of the game. Chaos breaks loose. In a matter of 60 seconds, Draymond's original shooting foul has turned into 2 free throws for the flagrant foul, 3 free throws for the technical fouls, and possession of the ball again for the Blazers. Then, Damian Lillard steps to the line and makes the first free throw of the first technique, and that's a point. He makes the second free throw of the second technical foul, and that's 2 points. He prepares for the third free throw of the third technical foul, and he knows that's 3 points. But now, Zach Collins steps to the line to shoot both of his free throws for Draymond's flagrant foul, and he makes both. That's 5 points, and the Blazers haven't even made a field goal yet. And because Draymond committed a flagrant foul, the Blazers retain possession. They take a throw-in, set up for an open shot, and to close out a possession that started with a fairly insignificant shooting foul, Seth Curry passes the ball to Jake Layman, who hits a three-pointer from the corner, raising the total number of points from this play to 8. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the Portland Trail Blazers became the first NBA team to pull off an incredibly rare 8-point play. And these 8 points didn't come from a single possession, they all came from the same play. In fact, there is only one distinctive move that took place during this entire sequence of events, and it was the final cross-court pass to Layman. Draymond's initial foul set off a series of events that descended into absolute chaos and resulted in 8 points in a single play. But you don't have to take my word for it. On the official Trail Blazers channel, they posted this entire sequence, describing it in a single sentence. I researched the web, and from everything I could find, this is the only time in NBA history that a team pulled off the incredibly rare 8-point play, the rarest play in NBA history. Thank you.